Hey, and welcome back. So for today's practice, it's going to be more of a gentle movement. So we'll do some laying down postures, we'll also do some standing stuff, and we'll get into some lovely heart openers towards the end in more restorative forms. The intent behind this class is that a lot of the sequences that I offer, they're very strength. There's a lot of effort required, and I know sometimes it's just really nice to have a rest day, and we deserve it. And this is only going to be like a 30-minute class, so I hope you can take the time to just let your body be, while offering it a little bit of movement to keep the energy circulating around. So with that being said, if you want to grab any of your tools, I always like to have a blanket, some blocks, and maybe if you want a strap nearby, if that's helpful, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, we'll just dive in. If you want to play some music, you can hit play now. It's just going to be some very low-key background tunes, so nothing very stimulating. So yeah, let's begin. Going to offer to start off on your back. So if you want to join me, of course you can use any props that you like. If you'd like to put a block underneath the crown of your head, maybe something underneath your shoulder blades to do a supported heart opener, please do so. Otherwise, just come on back. And once you get there, just take a quick old body scan and see where you might be holding on to some tension in your body. Is it in your shoulders? Are they kind of tensed up, or do you feel pretty relaxed? What do you feel in your heart, in your chest? Do you feel like there's a buzz of activity? Is there something exciting? Or do you feel pretty calm? And the same for your belly. Do you notice if there's anything that's kind of bubbling up? Is there any butterflies? Do you feel like there might be some knots? Or again, is it pretty stable? Not drawing attention. So just do that quick check across your body, from your toes all the way up to the crown of the head. Doing this quick body scan can allow you to see where do you need to focus your attention in your practice today. And although I will touch on most areas, it might be helpful for you to see where you need to linger more. And without trying to change it, without trying to maneuver it, focus on your breath. Just being aware of your inhale, your exhale. And if any body part in particular had stood out to you, maybe that's where you direct your breath now. Maybe that's where you put your intention to give it a little bit of healing, a little bit of space, time to express itself. Slowly take a deeper inhale to your body. And an exhale, gently release. Maybe even if it's in a little sigh, that might feel pretty good. Breathe in through your nose. And an exhale, sigh it out. Gently breathe in. And exhale. Slowly start to bring a little bit of movement into your legs. You can plant your feet wide on the mat and gently rock your knees side to side just to get a little movement into the hips. You can start to add in a twist of your gaze with the eyes looking the opposite direction that the knees drop. And then the next time that your knees drop off towards the right, let them linger. You can stay as you were. If you need to add on, you can take that right foot and just place it over the left thigh. Now you might feel this a little bit more on the outside of your left body. Take an inhale to that space. And an exhale here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly release that right foot back where you found it. Inhale, draw your knees up towards the sky, and then take this to the other side. And you can place the left foot over the right thigh if you like that little bit extra. Take an inhale to that right side. And breathe out here. Inhale, come through center. Release the left foot down. Take your feet and square them with the hips so they're just underneath your knees somewhat. And then inhale to your bridge pose. So let the hips come up. Let the shoulders, or your chest lift up towards the sky. So you've got this nice opening across the front of your obliques and the front of the hip flexors, but this lovely engagement coming from the back of your thighs, your glutes, and all down the spine. Gently pushing into the ground with your forearms. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, and from the top of your spine down, start to ripple with very acute attention as your hips come to the ground. Draw your knees in close to your chest. Start to rock your way forward and back all along the spine until you come into Sukhasana. And from Sukhasana, if your hips are feeling a little tight, you can take a seat onto a blanket, a block, a bolster, whatever you have close by. Otherwise, you can stay firmly on the ground. Inhale, reach your hands up. And exhale, bring them down to your heart. Let your hands drop down to your thighs, down to your knees. We're going to find some seated cat-cows. So inhale, lift the heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, round through the spine. Inhale to your seated cow. And exhale, seated cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale into your cat. Now coming back into your neutral spine, maybe you start to move your spine in a different way. So reaching your ribs over towards the right side, hollowing out your belly, wrapping it to the back, taking it over towards the left, and then pulling your navel forward. Big circle to the right, to the back, to your left, and to your front. One more time, to your right, to your back, to your left, and to your front. And let's just reverse this. Take this to the left, to the back, to the right, to the front, left, back, right, front. One more round. Inhale to the left, exhale to the back, inhale to the right, and exhale to your front. Find your neutral spine. Just let everything drop in as it naturally would be. Take a moment. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So just take your time as you get there. You can move your blanket or whatever you have off towards the side. We won't be in down dog for long. It's more just a transition. Bend deep into your knees. Let the heels come up as high as they need to be. Tailbone to the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale, start to crawl your hands towards the back of your space. Drop into your ragdoll pose. Knees are generously bent, holding opposite forearms and just letting yourself sway side to side. Letting your hands drip down to the ground. Offer yourself a little bit of a surrender. A surrender to the things that are outside of control. And a surrender to faith in ourselves for the things that are within our control. I find when we cling on to the things, when I cling on to the things that are out of my control, it takes away some of my peace of mind, my peace of heart. Breathing in and out. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen the crown of the head forward, and you're just opening through the back of your hamstrings here, and your exhale as you fold. Slowly inhale, root to rise, reach your hands up to the sky. And then your exhale is just going to drop that right hand down, let the left hand reach up and over. Inhale to the sky. And we'll find this on the other side. Left hand just falls its way down and you're just reaching the right hand up and over. We're not like reaching like so intense. It's more we're just experiencing the body. We're just opening up into these little bitty spaces. Inhale, hands up towards the sky. And exhale, go post to your arms. Drop your hands to the lower back, interlace your fingertips, or you can grab a strap or a small towel if it's not within reach. Roll your shoulders back, pull the knuckles down, soft bend in your knees, and open through the front of your collarbones. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. Again, keeping a nice bend in those knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend deeper into that right knee. Let the right shoulder come towards the right. Inhale through center. And then exhale, bend through the left knee. Let the left shoulder move towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold. Maybe straighten through the legs a little more.
Inhale, lift up to your halfway mark. Slowly and very mindfully release your bind. Fly the arms behind you, palms facing down. Breathe in as you squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, strengthening through those back muscles. And then exhale, fold. See how your arms feel. See how all of that catch in the release of what we've just done there. Slowly crawling your hands forward. Take your feet wide on your mat. Keep a nice short stance of your down dog. Left hand forward, more towards the center, between left and right of your mat. And then just scoop that right arm underneath and go and reach for the left ankle, the back of your calf, your foot, whatever is accessible to you. Release that. Swap the left hand with the right and reach the left hand towards the right side. Gently release. Take your hands forward. Let the toes face slightly out. Come high in your heels. Find a nice little squat back and then just pause here. If your shoulders are bunched up to your ears, see what it's like just to free that out. And then pushing into the palms, you're squeezing the hips back. And then slowly step your left foot outside of the left hand. And then the right foot outside of the right hand. Find your Balasana squat. Option here to grab a hold of your block. Put it underneath your seat. Palms towards heart center. Elbows in towards the thighs. Inhale here. And exhale. One more breath. And exhale, plant your hands, let the hips come to the sky. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, fold, bending into the knees. Root to rise, reach your hands up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands to heart. Slowly heel toe your feet back towards center. Now you can take your block and place it over towards the right side of your foot. And I'm mirroring here, so if I mix up the directions, apologies. We're going to move into a lovely eagle pose. So take your time. The block is there as support. So there's a few different versions. You can take the right leg, or the left leg, cross it over, and then use that block as a support underneath the foot. It's very stabilizing. It takes all the wibble wobbles out of it. If you're like, I just need to be in a place where I can open through the back of my hips and create a little bit of strength, this is a great place to go. Other option is that you can take it higher. You can also take it lower, or you can take no block at all and then just come into your regular eagle bind. And don't worry about trying to cross that foot behind the calf. Unnecessary. So come into whatever version you need today. Just keep that block nice and close to the outside of that right foot. Float the left up. Cross it over. Then find a nice bend in the knees. With your hands, they can stay at your heart. You can cross the left arm underneath the right. Hold opposite shoulders. Or if you have the bind, you can eagle wrap. And keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders and fingertips towards the sky. So this is a lot going on with the muscles across the back of your shoulders. So we did a lot of heart openers, and this is a nice little counter to it. You can stay here, or you can find a sleeping eagle. Slowly drawing the elbows down towards your navel. Fingers come down towards the ground. Breathing in and out. One more inhale and an exhale. Slowly start to bring your way up. Release in the bind. Find a lifted left knee raise, breathing in. And exhale, step it all the way back into a low lunge. Lower your left knee down to the ground. Take your block over by that right hip and then reach the left arm up and over. One more inhale. And exhale, let your left hand come down to the ground. Tuck through that right toe. And then pop the right foot back into your down dog. Breathe in, come high on your toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend deep into your knees and start to tiptoe your way to a fold at the top of your space. Take a hold of your block, place it down by that left foot, and then slowly start to rise. We'll just find eagle bind on this side. Little bend in your knees. Lift the right leg up. Drape it over the left side. And again, you can use a block or no block, up to you. With your arms, you can keep it heart center. You can wrap one underneath, the right underneath, or you can find that bind. Breathing in and out. You can stay here if you like, or you can find your sleeping eagle, dipping it forward. And trying to keep those toes on the left side facing forward. Breathe in and out. Gently bring your way up again. Release the bind. Lifted right knee raise. And step it back into your low lunge on the other side. Lower your right knee down to the ground. You can come onto the fleshy part. We won't be here for too long though. Left hand comes onto the high setting of the block and then sweep the right arm up and over. Breathe in and out. Inhale, reach both hands to the sky. And exhale, plant your palms. Tuck through the back toes. Lift the back knee. Left foot meets the right. Downward facing dog. Ripple your way forward and draw your way down into a seat. Take your legs nice and long in front of you. You can use blocks here as well as little supports for your arm. Knees can always have a bend in them to protect. Flex through the toes. Lift up through the chest. And on your exhale, fold. Draw your heart forward on your inhale. And then fold. Breathe in and out. You can also here take your rolled up blanket, place it underneath the knees just to soften or find a bolster. You can also place a bolster between your thighs and your belly as a nice support as we kind of drop into a couple more restorative places. So even this more subtle practice still required effort, everything kind of does. So we'll try and let go of that and then come more into ease. One more inhale here. And an exhale. Gently start to roll your way back up again. Take your blanket off to the side. Grab a hold of your blocks, or again, a bolster might be really nice here. Should have pulled that one in from the beginning. And then slowly bring your way down. I'm going to find reclined butterfly pose just to open up through the inner thighs, through the legs. Once again, if there's anything else that you would like to finish your practice with, please do so. For the blocks, depending on the flexibility of your hips or your mobility range, you might need to have the blocks at the medium setting. It might even be at the high setting, or you might need no setting. So it's really just dependent on what your needs are. I know there's a restorative class out there somewhere with this. There might be a few of them actually in the library, where there's all different kind of versions you can take in this. But in any case, as you come down, take a few grounding breaths. There was something lingering on my heart yesterday, something that was not within my control, and in my meditation, I gave it away. I gave away that fear, that thing that was lingering on my heart. I gave it away, and it felt good. So if there's anything that's causing fear, anxiety, stress, and it's not in your control, see what it would be like to surrender it off to something else to take care of, and how liberating that might feel. Breathing in and breathing out. In and out. In, out. If you'd like to stay here for the remainder of your practice, or you'd like to come into a traditional Shavasana with your legs long, please go ahead and do so. I would encourage you to stay here for as long as you can. Allow yourself to just be. Rest is incredibly important, especially if you don't get enough sleep, or there's a lot just kind of taking some of your energy away. Let this be your little cocoon where you can be. So I'll leave you here. I don't want to rush you. Take your time, be in your space. Bring my hands to my heart and I bow to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your time. Thank you for taking care of yourself. The light and the shadow side of me honors and cherishes the light and the shadow side of you. Thank you.